Hey guys, I wanted to educate you on something that I feel really passionate about spreading awareness to, and that is a syndrome called Joubert syndrome. Y'all know I have this syndrome, and I've been wanting to make this video for quite some time now. I've just been procrastinating a lot, and especially because I told some people about this video. I needed to get in a hurry to make this video, but it just hasn't been possible for me because I was procrastinating a lot. I did a similar video spreading awareness on Joubert syndrome a while back. The video was titled Joubert Syndrome Explained, and it was the first ever videos of mine that I've ever done on YouTube before I knew how to edit, before I knew how to make thumbnails, before I knew how to do basically anything on YouTube. If you still aren't sure what video I'm talking about, I'll go ahead and show you right now. Kitchen, and my mom said I needed to do the dishes, like put all the dishes away and stuff. So I'm gonna make a video talking to you about another subject while doing the dishes, so you may see me holding a plate while I'm talking or some kitchen utensil, but I'm not actually going to record me doing the dishes because that's kind of boring, not gonna lie. So instead of explaining what that is, what Joubert syndrome is, because I have apraxia of speech and it's really hard for me to get my words out sometimes, I have created this presentation on my school Chromebook a while back in my child development class. It was for something called the Birth Defect Project, and here is the presentation now. Joubert syndrome by Brooklyn Breck. What is Joubert syndrome? Joubert syndrome is a rare genetic disorder characterized by decreased muscle tone, difficulties with coordination, abnormal eye movements, abnormal breathing patterns. And y'all, this isn't true for people with Joubert syndrome who are like my age. I mean, some people with Joubert syndrome still have abnormal breathing patterns into adulthood. That's only because they're on the severe spectrum of Joubert syndrome, which I am at a low case of Joubert, or a mild case of Joubert syndrome, an intellectual disability. These issues are due to abnormal brain development, resulting in decreased size of the cerebellum vermis. And the cerebellar vermis is on the back of the brain, and other brain abnormalities that appear as the molar tooth sign on a brain MRI. Although rare, several hundred individuals with Joubert syndrome have been reported in the medical literature. I'm one of them, by the way. Mutations in at least 35 genes cause Joubert syndrome. Subsets of individuals with Joubert syndrome can also have polydactyly, extra fingers or toes, as well as retinal, kidney, and liver disease requiring medical intervention. And here is a picture of the molar tooth sign. I'm gonna have to put my mic down because my Chromebook is in my lap and I'm not sure how to remove the camera so you can see it because it's on a tripod. There you guys go. That's the molar tooth sign. A long time ago, actually, when I was first learning that I have Joubert syndrome, I read about the molar tooth sign, but I thought it was your molar tooth in your mouth. I didn't realize it was in your brain, so I thought that was kind of funny. How rare is Joubert syndrome? Joubert syndrome is estimated to affect between 1 in 80,000 and 1 in 100,000 newborns. My apologies if I read the numbers wrong. I don't know how to read numbers. However, this estimate may be too low because Joubert syndrome has such a large range of possible features and is likely underdiagnosed. What treatments work for Joubert syndrome? Treatment for Joubert syndrome is symptomatic and supportive. Infant stimulation and physical, occupational, and speech therapy. I had all of those, by the way. I don't know about infant stimulation, but I know I had the physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy may benefit some children. Infants with abnormal breathing patterns should be monitored. I have glasses, but I'm not wearing them right now because sometimes they mess with my eyes because I have two eye conditions, one called ocular motor apraxia. It's on this slide, so I'll tell you what that is. And same for my other eye condition called nystagmus. And this side kind of messes with my eyes, so I'll do the best I can. What specific eye conditions come with Joubert syndrome? Amblyopia, reduced vision in one eye generally caused by abnormalities in the pathways between the eyes and the brain. This leads to one eye being stronger and one eye being weaker or lazy. Coloboma, a gap or missing piece of eye tissue that occurs before birth. In children with JS, the retina or optic nerve are most commonly affected, thus causing some degree of visual impairment. Leber congenital amaurosis, or also known as LCA, a rare genetic disorder affecting the retina, often causing blindness. Affected infants may display strabismus, nystagmus, photophobia, sensitive to light, or other eye abnormalities. JS and LCA have overlapping eye symptoms. Night blindness is a symptom of retinal dystrophy. Other related terms include nystagmus and cone-rod dystrophy. Individuals cannot see well in dark or dim environments, and their peripheral vision is generally poor. Nystagmus. Now listen up, people. Rapid involuntary eye movement. rapid involuntary eye movement. This frequently is described as rapid eye twitching or rolling. Ocular motor praxia, also known as OMA. You better listen as well. A condition that makes it difficult to make purposeful eye movements. Ptosis, drooping of the upper eyelid that may or may not affect vision. I have a friend with ptosis, or at least I think she has ptosis. She has a droopy upper eyelid. Refractive errors, abnormalities in the shape of the eye that leads to blurred vision. The most common errors are called myopia, nearsightedness, hyperopia, farsightedness, presbyopia, loss of near vision with age, and astigmatism, abnormality in the shape of the cornea. Retinal dystrophy, a degenerative degenerative disease that can be apparent at birth or lead to a progressive decline in vision. It can cause low vision in darkness, night blindness, or eventual blindness. Last one, strabismus, aka crossed eyes. A vision condition where the eyes look in different directions and do not focus simultaneously on a single point. Is there a cure for Joubert syndrome? There is no cure for Joubert syndrome. What are other disabilities that can sometimes come with Joubert syndrome? Autism, ADHD, dyslexia, which I heard they're both linked, Dainty Walker syndrome, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, sensory processing disorder, and etc. Is Joubert syndrome detected before or after birth? After birth, because it's really hard for doctors to find the molar tooth sign in the baby's brain in the womb. Credits go to https://jsrdf.org/ If you want to learn more about Joubert syndrome, go to that website. Now, I'm going to tell you my story with Joubert syndrome. So, when I was first born, the doctors and nurses thought that I was having seizures with my eyes because my eyes were rapidly moving, the abnormal eye movements that I was talking about with nystagmus, and my head was kind of like thrusting rapidly too. And that's because that was because of my eye condition called ocular motor praxia, the way that my eyes couldn't focus on a single point. So they rushed me up by ambulance to this another hospital. Wait, no, actually, they transferred me to this ER that was in the cities. So once I got to the ER, I went through, they did an EEG on me, and the EEG came back with no seizures or anything. So my parents and doctors were like, well, what the heck, there is something going on if it's not seizures, because why is her eyes rapidly moving like that, and why is her head thrusting like that? Now, I can't tell you what happened after that because I don't remember. I was so little. But what I do remember is weeks after my ER visit, I had to come back for a sleep study because I'm assuming because I wasn't breathing at night and they didn't know I had sleep apnea at the time, which is really dangerous. That's where the brain doesn't signal the part where you breathe to breathe. So my brain just stopped breathing at night and I would wake up gasping and crying because I couldn't catch a breath. Anyway, back on subject. They ordered a sleep study for me. Did the sleep study. I don't remember the results because, again, I was so little. I don't think they still knew what was going on. So, again, I don't remember this. I was too little. So, I think after a few weeks or days after, they brought me in, not to the ER. My parents brought me in, not to the ER, but to the hospital far away from here. And they did. I saw this doctor who's my retired eye doctor now. But I saw this eye doctor. My mom sat me in her lap while the eye doctor was trying to look in my eyes in case he could see something. And I don't know how he knew this, but he first diagnosed me he first found out that I had ocular motor apraxia, and right after that, he announced that I had Joubert syndrome. All of the doctors standing around him were so impressed because they never heard of a syndrome like this before, or even heard of the name Joubert syndrome. But he was like, she has Joubert syndrome. That's what has been going on with her. They ordered me an MRI brain scan, to confirm it was Joubert syndrome, and it was because the doctors saw the molar tooth sign in my brain MRI, so it was officially confirmed I had Joubert syndrome. When I was ages 1, 2, 3, I was developmentally delayed and I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk either, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make. I couldn't walk, and the doctors said that if I didn't walk in this time frame, that I would be wheelchair bound. So when I was about 4, some random day when I was the age of 4, I was at my grandma's house, and my dad wasn't there. He was at work. But my mom was there, and she was trying to get me to walk because, like the doctor said, if I couldn't walk by the time of age 4, I would be wheelchair bound. And she was trying to get me to walk. And suddenly, I started walking. I just went. I could walk finally. And my parents, everybody were stunned because I I was mentally delayed. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, or could do much at all. I'm gonna show you a video of me walking for the first time at the age of 4 at my grandma's house. It's on my grandma's YouTube channel, but she's not really into YouTube. She just uses it for like videos that, or like memories that she wants to save, kind of like Mr. F's YouTube channel. So here's the video now, me walking at age 4.
Oh my god. Whoa! She thinks this is pretty funny. She's walking.
Baby.
This is a wow, Brookie. Oh my god! Whoa! She's seriously just walking all over the place.
And you see in the video that I was going like this throughout the whole thing. I used to flap my hands. That stopped at 11 years old. I didn't even know that hand flapping could even stop at a certain age, but it does. And actually, before I started walking, everybody was so shocked, by the way. My mom messaged my dad at work. I saw this whole Facebook post when I was looking back at my mom's Facebook page. I saw a post of, oh my gosh, Brookie's walking, blah, blah, blah. And everybody was so happy that I was walking. Anyway, before I started walking, officially, I had this gait trainer that was purple. After I started walking, or as soon as we didn't need it anymore, we donated it to the school. I don't remember which school, but I'm assuming it was my old elementary school. I could be wrong too. And then I had this other gait trainer that was red. But I didn't see a whole bunch of pictures of that. I just saw a whole bunch of pictures of me and my purple gate turner. I think I only had my red one for a short period of time. I think I had the red one when I was a little bit older. And I had my purple one when I was like first diagnosed with Joubert syndrome. Cause the purple gait trainer before I started walking was a more closed gait trainer, and my red one, which when I started walking but still used, was kind of a open gait trainer. So here's my purple gait trainer and all of the pictures that I have in it. I apologize, I don't have pictures of my red gait trainer, but my mom does on her Facebook page, but I don't want to scroll down far on her Facebook page because it'll take a while. So here is my purple gait trainer and the photos I have in it. I remember after my milestone of walking finally, and even before, I would go to that same hospital that I was diagnosed with Joubert syndrome at. I remember going there for routinely checkups every 6 months, and that was because when I was littler, Joubert syndrome, the symptoms of Joubert syndrome were not severe, but like not mild either. Like I had way more medical problems with Joubert syndrome when I was younger than I do now. So I went there every 6 months, and even though I did not like the last part of it because I had to get my blood drawn at the end of every test that they ran on me every 6 months. It was still a part of my syndrome. I had to do it, no matter if I liked it or not. They just wanted to keep my organs and everything healthy. Now I just get my blood drawn and an ultrasound, not because I'm pregnant, y'all, but because of the same issues with Joubert syndrome. I have to go to the clinic in our town, not even in the cities no more. I have to go there every 2 years to get that done because of Joubert syndrome. Yeah, and that is my story with Joubert syndrome. I really find it fascinating to spread awareness for Joubert syndrome because I had to go through numerous doctor appointments, even though I sometimes would get wore out from staying at the hospital or staying at those appointments all day, because the appointments were from 7 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock a.m. every 6 months. Like, it got really tiring where my mom had to literally like pack a lunch for me because we would be there all day and miss lunch. And in general, I think it's really good to get the word out to spread awareness on Joubert syndrome, because it is a rare syndrome and nobody barely knows about it. And like I said, when I was first born, like most of the doctors there didn't even know about Joubert syndrome. Like they weren't very educated on it. Over the years of me being aware that I had or have Joubert syndrome, I became more I could make fun of it more often than I could when I was like 2 years ago. I've came so far, not just for my developmental delays and whatnot, but just in general, talking about Joubert syndrome. I was self-conscious about my syndrome for I don't know how long, but it just feels relieving that I can talk about it and make fun of it, and the people that make fun of my Joubert syndrome too are comfortable because they see me laugh about it all the time, so just lets them know that, hey, Joubert syndrome's not all that bad. I can make fun of it too. Well, I mean, not make fun of it, but kind of joke around about Joubert syndrome. Also, the reason why I wanted to recreate this video, even though I've already educated you on Joubert syndrome in one of my first ever videos posted on YouTube, is because back then in that video I didn't know much about Joubert syndrome. I was just learning about it. But now I'm fully educated on Joubert syndrome and actually spreading awareness about it. So yeah, I feel when you're more informed about something, the words just come out smoother, if that makes sense, because you know a lot about that subject. After this video gets posted, because posting it might take a while, it usually does for longer videos like this, but after I'm done posting this video and it's uploaded on YouTube, I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody that I've made aware of this video, I'm gonna let them know that this video is uploaded because they've been patiently waiting for this video to come on YouTube. Yeah, I'm just so grateful right now, or even ever. I'm so grateful to have parents, friends, family, teachers, to support Joubert syndrome with me. It is a really interesting and rare syndrome to be spreading awareness about, and I cannot say that enough, that I like spreading awareness about Joubert syndrome because it's so rare. I could say that 100 times and you guys would have no idea how much I love spreading awareness about this syndrome. It's pretty rare. You already know. Okay, I'm gonna quit talking now because I'm starting to not make any sense. Bye guys, I'm so glad that I could spread awareness about Joubert syndrome on here. Yeah, like my channel name, My World with JS. It is really My World with JS. I think that username or channel name has a lot of like meaning because it is my world, and I have JS, and that's part of spreading awareness about it.